My friend recently reached out to me with exciting news. She's expanding her business. In order to bring good luck to her expansion, my friend hired a local shaman to perform a ritual aimed at a prosperous future, and I was invited to join. Although I had never attended such a ritual before and had no interest, as I thought it was just a superstitious practice and felt bad that my friend was just wasting her money, this time, however, I found myself strangely intrigued. So, driven by curiosity, I decided to go. As I stepped into the ritual space, a lady shaman in colorful, dazzling costumes danced to the rhythmic beats of the drums and bells at the front of the offering altar. It was a way of invoking the master spirit she serves to make a plea for good fortunes on her client's behalf. After watching for an hour or two, I got bored and quietly slipped out of the ritual hall. However, strange things started happening to me soon after the visit. One night, while watching TV in the living room, my usually well-behaved dog, who was sitting next to me, suddenly erupted into frenzied barking, fixating on an unseen presence near the entrance. "It's okay, there's nobody there," I reassured the dog. Although I dismissed it at the time, similar unsettling experiences followed. On another day, it was oddly unsettling. It felt like a chilling presence was enveloping my whole body at random intervals. I had a gut feeling that something was behind me. Instead of fading away, that feeling intensified with each passing day. Even in recent days, it feels as though someone is constantly watching me through my bedroom window. And it wasn't just one person. I caught a glimpse of what appears to be dozens of pairs of eyes, rolling and following my every move. A few days later, my younger sister came over to my place to hang out. Since there was no other bed available, we decided to share and let her sleep next to me because I had a huge bed. As night fell, I couldn't sleep, so I was just scrolling through my phone when suddenly, out of the blue, my sister erupted in screams, complaining of pain and accusing me of hitting her. Taken aback because I was just quietly engrossed in my phone, but she insisted someone had hit her. Immediately remembering the odd events from the previous nights, without much thought, I casually said to her, half jokingly, that it might be a ghost. However, my sister, who is afraid of ghosts, became very upset, accusing me of hitting her and bringing up the ghost story out of nowhere as lame excuses. She then abruptly left and went home, feeling upset. However, about an hour later, I received a frantic call from my sister, her voice trembling. She explained that while she was driving alone, the seatbelt warning for the passenger seat kept chiming urgently, as though someone was sitting there. The combination of the ghost I had mentioned earlier and this eerie incident left her feeling frightened and unsettled. One night, as I lay in bed trying to sleep, I felt another chilling presence creeping over me. At that moment, a woman with a sinister grin appeared and grabbed both of my arms, her long nails sharp as the edge of blades, grazing my skin and causing such excruciating pain that I fell backward in shock. Despite my frantic screams piercing the silence, the woman approached me without hesitation as I lay there. What was even more frightening, behind her, dozens of pairs of eyeballs were following her into the room. With a gut-wrenching cry, I jolted awake only to find myself lying in bed. Disoriented and trembling, I realized it was all just a dream, merely a nightmare, perhaps a result of recent stress. Trying to erase those haunting images from my mind, I noticed sharp scratches on both of my arms. Then, I heard whimpering beside me and saw my dog foaming at the mouth, struggling to breathe. I rushed to the animal hospital immediately. They found he had gastritis, enteritis, and pneumonia. Strangely, my dog had always been healthy, proven at every annual checkup. But now, it was clear that some malevolent entity was trying to harm both me and my dog. I couldn't stay silent any longer. After much contemplation, I decided to seek help from a local Buddhist monk, hoping for a solution to these eerie disturbances in our home. With eager anticipation, I awaited his arrival. Finally, he came to visit. However, upon stepping into our home, the monk's demeanor changed gravely as he declared hearing bell sounds and insisted that we must find out where the bell sounds are coming from. He looked around the house, the bathroom, the living room, and then finally stopped at the front of the vanity dresser in my bedroom. There he stood, began counting, 1, 2, 3, as if counting something. Wondering what he was counting, 36, 37. He declared there were 37 bells in total. I didn't understand what that was all about. Then he began to describe what he saw. A sinister, ghostly woman in colorful, mesmerizing costumes with small bells on each finger, shaking vigorously, making bell noises while jumping in place, reminiscent of a shaman practicing a ritual. But that sinister woman ghost is commanding a legion of other spirits. And those dozens of eyeballs with evil gazes were all spirits summoned by her. But why are they here in my house? I was so terrified that I couldn't utter a word. A Buddhist monk saw me in terror and asked if I had recently been involved in any kind of shamanic ritual practice. Shamanic rituals? Well, my friend did, but I was just there to spectate. I stammered in response. The monk pressed further, asking if anything had been brought from the ritual site. Struggling to recall, I couldn't think of anything. Yet, the monk insisted that it must have been brought from the ritual site unwittingly. He doesn't know what it is exactly, but he was sure that it is here in my house. He further explained to me that when the rituals are performed, offerings on the altar attract evil spirits and entities. When the evil entities flock in, and among them the most evil followed me through by latching onto a physical host. And we must find and destroy that host because it harbors those evil spirits. Otherwise, I would be condemned to live in this haunted place indefinitely. After the monk had gone, I quietly pondered on past events that had transpired, and suddenly I remembered something I had forgotten. It was the moment when the monk stood before my vanity dresser, his gaze fixed upon it with grave intensity. That's what struck me. The vanity dresser held a significance far beyond what I had previously realized. With a sense of urgency, I delved into its contents, searching frantically until my eyes recognized something familiar. A neatly folded $10 bill tucked away amidst the clutter. It was the money I received from that shamanic ritual site. That day, as I was leaving the ritual site, a middle-aged woman who was assisting with the ritual handed me a $10 bill that was placed on the altar as an offering, advising it has been blessed, and if I don't spend but keep it, it will promise a good fortune in return. Without hesitation, I burned that $10 bill to ashes. Was it really because of that money? In the days that followed, those ghosts haunting us disappeared and those chilling glances around the house vanished. Since then, I always share this tale with anyone willing to listen. Never go to the shamanic ritual. Out of curiosity, you might pay a terrifying price.